At 15, I looked like this. Not the worst physique in the world, but definitely far away from what I wanted. Fast forward thousands of workouts, countless mistakes, and tweaking over 100 workout plans, I finally figured out how to build muscle effectively. And today, I'm here to share it all with you. The tips, the mistakes, and the routine that has transformed me from this to this. When you first start out, you have the struggle phase. When I first started working out, I had no idea what I was doing. My workouts were all over the place. For the first 2 years, I worked out at home with 1.5 kgs and 3 kg dumbbells. That's all I had. Eventually, I bought my 14 kg dumbbells that I use today, and I started to double up on calisthenics. It wasn't until a year and a half ago that I joined the gym and things really started to click for me. The gym became my passion and I finally started to see some real progress. That's why before we jump into the workout plan, I want to hit you with some real game changers, the key principles for building muscle. And the first thing on the list is volume. I aim for around 10 to 20 sets per muscle group per week. Studies show that this is the most effective and the most optimal volume for muscle growth. Followed by volume, form and technique is one of the most important parts when it comes to building a lot of muscle. When lifting, it's not always about how heavy you can go, but how effectively you can hit the targeted muscle. Here is what I will focus on. First thing is full range of motion. When you're doing full range of motion reps, you know that you are getting the most out of your reps and workouts. The next thing are deep stretches. Let's say, for example, you're doing your cable flies. When you do your cable flies, you don't want to stop right here. You want to really stretch out the muscle and feel how your, let's say, your lower pecs are getting stretched out all the way through here. So when you push back, you can feel the contraction in your chest. The next thing is controlled negatives, aka eccentric movements. What that means is that you don't want your weight just to fall down when you are performing a rep. You want to really control the negative and feel your muscle contract when you're doing your negative movement. Now, I'm not saying that you should do every rep like 10 seconds controlled on the way down. No, I aim for like 1 to 3 seconds and really feel the muscle contracting. Don't just let it fall, control the weight. And the last thing is time under tension. The more time under tension you have, the more muscle you will build. Now, this may not be good for powerlifting, but when you are really focused on building muscle and an aesthetic physique, you really want to keep the time under tension as high as possible. These 4 elements will maximize muscle activation and growth. Trust me, lifting with proper form will beat ego lifting every single time. The third thing on the list is progressive overload. This is the key for long-term gains. And there are multiple ways to progressively overload your training or your exercises. The first is by adding weight. Every week you add like 1.5 kilos to your exercise. Maybe more, maybe less, depending on how you progress. The next thing is doing more reps or sets. This is also a really good way to progressively overload your exercises. But there will be weeks where you can't add any weight or you can't perform any more reps or sets. So at these times, you really want to focus on improving your form and technique. Studies have shown that improving your form and technique also counts as some kind of progressive overload and can stimulate your muscle even better. So focus on that also. Because if you are doing the same weights, reps and exercises month for month, don't be surprised if your progress plateaus. And the last thing that I would really cover to optimize muscle growth is training to failure. This one's tricky though. Going to failure on every single set and every single exercise might sound hardcore, but actually that's not the best way. Instead, here is my approach. For a 3-set exercise, I leave 1 to 2 reps in reserve for the first 2 sets. And then I go all out on my last set to complete failure. It may be with drop sets or with partials or even both. The reason for that is if you perform every single set to failure, you will experience burnout. What that means is your body will lose a lot of energy and strength till the end of the workout. At the end of the workout, when you have like your triceps left, you will have no energy and those exercises will be performed at the lowest levels. So you want to keep your energy high, and even if you're not going to failure, you're still stimulating the muscle and going close to failure, which is crucial for gaining muscle. So don't think that it's not effective, because it is. Now, I know you might have heard this a million times, but your diet is the real MVP. Your diet outside the gym matters even more than what you do inside it. Let's say to build muscle, you need to be in a slight caloric surplus. Let's say 250 calories to 500 calories, depending on your body type, depending on you, your metabolism, and all those kind of factors, which I'm not going to dive into today, but you have dozens of videos online that show you how you can see your calorie intake for your specific body. You have to prioritize whole nutritious foods and eat plenty of protein. Here's the deal. A solid diet doesn't just help with recovery, it gives you energy to crush your workouts and keep your mood on point. Let's say junk foods like McDonald's, yeah, it might be tempting, but it won't fuel your progress. It won't fuel your body with nutrients that you need to be healthy, in a happy mood, motivated, and keep your body energy on the highest levels. Now, aside of diet, one of the overlooked secrets is the rest. Rest is everything. Recovery is everything. If you are training sore or fatigued, you're holding yourself back. Your muscles need time to recover and grow. Ignoring this can lead to stagnation or even worse, injury. Listen to your body. If you need a rest day, take it. It's better to come back stronger than to half-ass your workout because you're still fatigued. It doesn't make any sense. Now, let's get into the workout plan that has worked for me. But a quick disclaimer, I consider myself a pretty advanced lifter. I've been lifting for quite a while now, a couple of years. So I don't follow this routine to the bone. I tweak it based on how I feel, what I want to target, or what I think are gaps in my physique. For example, some days I'll focus more on incline presses if I want to build my upper chest. But a couple of weeks later, I see that my lower chest is lacking, so I start to target it more with some low cable flies or any lower chest exercise. Also, when a certain exercise stops giving me a good pump or soreness, I'll just switch to another variation, because I have noticed that my body is getting used to movements. So I want to change the movements up so I can keep my muscles fresh and build as much muscle as possible. As you get more experience, you'll learn to adapt your routine to suit your body and goals. If you're a beginner, stick to a plan and focus on mastering the basics before making any big changes. This will give you a nice foundation when you start changing up exercises, changing up routines, maybe improving your weight on certain exercises, and keep you injury free. So there are only benefits to it. One thing you also have to keep in mind is that flexibility is key. 1 week I might aim for hypertrophy, 12 to 15 reps, and the other week I might focus on strength, like doing 4 to 6 reps. Both approaches work as long as you are consistent and pushing yourself. The most important thing is keep showing up, give it your all, and don't let a bad day at the gym discourage you. Building an aesthetic physique takes time, effort, and patience. There's no magic pill or shortcuts, but if you stay consistent and follow the principles that I've shared, you will see results. And remember, your journey is your own. Whether you're working out at home with dumbbells or doing calisthenics, or hitting the gym 5 times a week, what matters most is that you are improving. If this video helped you, or you have any questions, drop a comment below. Let me know what you're working on or what topics I should cover next. Hope this video wasn't too long, and until next time, remember, keep grinding and stay aesthetic.